Hello, here we are again with Wit and Wisdom, and today my guest is my oldest Florida granddaughter, Ciera Lehmann. And I am so proud of this young lady and what she's accomplishing in her life. But today we thought we'd talk about the most exciting adventure that she's ever experienced. And I think you'll really enjoy this. So, what is it, Ciera?
Hi, Grandma. It's nice to be here.
Thank you.
Well, I think probably one of the most exciting adventures that I've been on was when I went to Korea 2 years ago now. Mm-hmm. It's a long time.
Yes.
To get my master's degree.
Yes.
That was pretty exciting, I think.
Yeah. And so what did you learn when you were there as far as to make it exciting for you? And I know you met some wonderful people.
Yes.
And made some good friends. And
I did. I learned a lot of things. Probably, well, that's the first one. I think that I feel like in college, I didn't make that many very close friends. Mm-hmm. I knew a lot of people, but I don't think I made very meaningful and lifelong friendships. And that was really special when I went to Korea, that all of the people, or a good majority of the people, at least 5 or 6 girls that I met, I still keep in touch with them. They really love the Lord. I feel like that their friendship was, I think, one of the main points to go to Korea. Academics was great, but to be honest, it wasn't the sort of thing where I felt like that was dominating all of my time. Mm-hmm. So friendships was one. I also think I learned a lot about cultures.
Yes.
I think it's one thing to visit a country, but to live in it and to interact with people there.
Right.
And the city I lived in was not super foreigner friendly. So it really forced me to get along with people that have a different worldview. Maybe some things that I find like very challenging. Koreans tend to be a little more reserved, and I'm much more extroverted. So, and that's not everybody, but just in general, mm-hmm. Americans were a bit more loud, we're more gregarious. And so that was a very interesting thing. Cultures.
Yes,
like that.
Right. And you didn't know the language.
I didn't know the language. I didn't even have a desire to go to Korea in the mm-hmm. beginning. And that's something I think the Lord orchestrated on purpose, of course. And I thought, well, if I'm going to live in a country where there's no English, I better learn something. And God was really good. My professor's wife, one of my professors, they were missionaries, and that was like her, I guess you could say, she called it like her, personal ministry. It was her blessing to teach the foreign students in the department. So I learned from her.
And now, were your classes in English?
All in English, thankfully.
Okay.
It was an international school, and so they had a lot of hybrid programs, but mine was mostly, the student population was mostly foreigners, and so it was all English.
Well, that was good. I'm sure people were wondering how you do this and not know the language and get your master's.
I've heard of some people doing it, but I don't know if I could have done it. But yeah, English made it a lot easier for sure.
And one of the highlights for me is that we got to go, my daughter, your mother, Sarah, mm-hmm. my daughter, and then my daughter, Julie, and I came to Korea.
That was so fun. There. I remember. That was a good time.
It was.
Got to go around, see my school. You came to the school, right?
Yes.
Yes, came mm-hmm. to school, mm-hmm. and then got to see other cities around there. That was a lot of fun.
Right. And got to see all the coffee shops.
Yes, so many good coffee shops.
If you're a coffee person or a tea person, like the pastries that go along with it, mm-hmm. Korea is your place.
I miss it a little bit, I think, sometimes.
Because that culture is just one coffee shop to another.
Mm-hmm. And they're all unique. Like, they have coffee shop chains, like, Starbucks, but mm-hmm. then I feel like 90% of them are just, like, little boutique ones that somebody put up. So there's, like, always a new theme or a new drink or something like that.
And now your mom and sister are there.
They are
because
there.
Skylar is going to learn the language in a language school.
Yeah, unlike me, she wanted to learn it for a while, and then I never had like the desire to do it, and now she gets to go and live her dream, which is really great.
Right. So,
But in Seoul, though, I was more south.
and what brought that to my mind is that they found a Swedish coffee shop
Oh, wow.
and
Look at that.
sent a picture of it.
Did it look Swedish?
Pastries. Well, they only sent the sign on the outside.
Oh,
they didn't show us
okay.
the inside.
I bet they're
So-
kringla. I bet they don't have kringla. Or if they did, it's not Aunt Tamara's kringla.
Right.
She's the
Very Swedish.
she's the
Yes, she
kringla
is.
master.
She is.
Mom mentioned that the other day. We're like, we can't replicate her kringla, but we tried.
Oh, wow. And so with these friends,
Mhm.
then, that led to another adventure that you just returned
Oh
from.
yeah, yes. I probably my closest friend that I met there. She's from India, which is so interesting because, like in Florida, we have a very big Indian and Cuban population, and two of my very good friends there were from India and Cuba, which I thought was interesting.
Yes.
But my closest friend was from India, and we'd been talking about it for a long time, and she graduated ahead of me, so I had to suffer without her for a year. But this spring, April, I was able to go visit her, and so we went around New Delhi, and then she lives in the Northeast, and it was so much fun. So much fun.
And you rode elephants.
We rode elephants and saw the one-horned rhino. I thought we were going to go in a truck. And then she surprised me and was like, actually, we're going to ride the elephants. And it was so much fun.
So that is great.
Yeah.
That
I
is
enjoyed
great.
it.
Yeah.
I want to go back. There was a lot we didn't get to see just because of time.
Mm-hmm.
But where she lives, there's like hiking and waterfalls and caves. And just for the sake of time, couldn't do it all.
Mm-hmm.
So now I have a reason to go back.
Yes. And your other friends, they were all from other countries like China.
All over.
and-
I had a very good friend, from China, a good friend from Cuba, and then another very good friend from Mongolia,
Wow.
and a very, very close friend I spoke at her wedding who's Korean. A missionary kid. She grew up in China, but she was Korean, and I'd say probably my closest Korean friend there. I knew quite a few, but she was probably the closest. So
Mhm. Well, that is tremendous. Yeah.
it was a lot of fun.
Yes.
I do miss them.
Yes. And now you are going on another adventure and preparing for that. And this
Yes.
is amazing.
Yes,
Tell about that.
I wanted to go back to the same university in Korea at first for law school.
Mm-hmm.
And after a lot of prayer and agonizing thinking, I felt like that it wasn't the time for me to go, or
Mhm.
maybe just not the plan the Lord has. I don't know. If He wants me to go back, I'm sure it'll come up.
Sure.
But anyways, I decided to let that go. And in doing that, before I had even officially made the call to not go at all, exactly a year ago, a friend of mine in Singapore messaged me and said, "Hey, when are you coming to Singapore?" And I thought, when did I say that? I never said that. But it turned out to be prophetic in a way, because she doesn't even remember messaging me that. But the Lord opened the door with a good friend of mom and dad's who are pastors in Singapore, and they are planting a new church, and they're sending their youth director, my friend, to help with the church plant. So they need someone to replace her. And so they asked me if I could come, if they could hire me as the full-time youth director. So in September, I'll go, hopefully, depending on how the documents go. But
Yes.
looking at the fall.
Because Singapore is very strict in foreign.
They're very
people
strict. Very,
getting
very
work
strict.
there.
Yes. They
Yeah.
have a very specific diversity quota, like the local to foreigner ratio. Could be any foreigner, not American specifically. So they have to open it up first to locals, and then so they can say that they, are diverse enough, and then
Yes.
they can hire me.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
So that'd be so exciting.
I
And
think
you've
so.
been there already. How long were you there?
I was there last year volunteering for 3 months.
3 months. And now you'll stay for who knows?
Who knows
How long?
Till the Lord moves me, I
Right,
guess.
right. And I just have to say that is the country where Crazy Rich Asians was filmed.
It is, yes.
And all of those exotic places.
And it's interesting how the Lord brings things full circle, because Singapore was my first choice right when I graduated college, that I wanted to go get my master's at. And that school didn't work out, and then I applied for their law school. I'd made it to the interview and it didn't work out, and then the Lord sent me to Korea, and then now it's kind of come full circle.
How about that?
Right? It's so interesting. I was like,
Wonderful.
you would say, what are the odds? But it's the
Yes,
Lord. He brought it
yeah.
full circle.
Well, that is so great. Well,
Right?
thank you so much for
Thank
sharing
you.
this. Those are amazing adventures.
Yes.
And we will miss you
I'll miss you
when
too. You should come to Singapore now.
Yeah,
You went to
really.
Korea, now Singapore.
Really. I've been there before, but just to the airport.
Oh yeah, no fun. You got to come out into the country.
Yeah.
That'd
Well,
be great.
thank you so much.
Thank you, Grandma. So nice to be here.
Thank you, and let us know about your exciting adventures.
Yes.